This video uses the MCSC's geospatial transport mapping tool to demo a first principles analysis of potential savings from pooled investment in truck charging infrastructure at truck stops in the US. For the demo, we look at a sparsified subset of the US truck stops along the interstate network, where each stop is separated by 100 miles on average. The size of each stop here is proportional to the number of trucks that pass it per day. Now consider a thought experiment. Suppose that overnight we could transition the entire US trucking fleet over to battery electric. Let's enter that magical world where this is possible and consider two hypothetical scenarios by which we provision the truck stops with charging infrastructure needed to support this electrified trucking fleet. In the first so-called full fleet scenario, the entire US trucking fleet shares the costs of installing charging infrastructure and collectively uses that infrastructure. In this scenario, the number of trucks stopping to charge at a given truck stop is proportional to the trucks passing that stop per day. In the second scenario, which we call the half-fleet scenario, the US fleet gets divided equally into two subfleets, and these subfleets purchase and utilize their chargers separately. Each subfleet then has half the number of trucks per day stopping to charge at a given truck stop. Let's assume that all of the trucks take, say, 4 hours to charge. Now let's place a strict requirement that trucks arriving at a given stop are willing to wait at most 30 minutes for a charger to become available for them to use. We now ask the following question. What is the required ratio of chargers to daily truck charges, or the charger to truck ratio, that's needed at each truck stop in order to satisfy this maximum wait time requirement of 30 minutes. If we assume that trucks arrive at the stops completely at random, we can do some math and calculate this ratio with the parameters that we've set. What we find is that in the pooled full fleet scenario, we generally need somewhat lower charger to truck ratios to satisfy the 30-minute wait time requirement compared with the half-fleet scenario where the two subfleets invest and utilize chargers separately. This is essentially because in the pooled investment scenario, there are some economies of scales that come with having more chargers to choose from at a given truck stop. This effect is more easily seen by looking at the percentage reduction in charger to truck ratios between these pooled versus separate investment scenarios. This percentage reduction quantifies the theoretical infrastructure savings that are possible from pooled investment. While there are, of course, a lot of simplifying assumptions being made in this thought experiment, it does highlight some important points. First of all, even at the scale of the entire US trucking fleet, we still see theoretical infrastructure investment savings of up to 30% from pooled investment. Second, the savings are typically higher in areas with relatively low truck flows, basically because there are more efficiency gains to be had at stations that have only a few chargers. This points to the fact that we can expect the benefits of pooled investments to be most pronounced early on in the transition when these electrified fleet sizes are relatively small. Thanks a lot for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the demo.